Okay, this is part 2 of my pros and cons with the Jupiter 2 from Trendmasters. Um, and if you want to watch the beginning part, you have to look for part 1. But anyway, part 2 are the cons, the negatives. Well, the negatives here is basically you don't get, for one, there's no lower level. So those of you who are looking for a Jupiter 2 replica and you want it to look exactly like the original series, the Trendmasters model or toy would not probably be your best pick. I would go with the Polar Lights or Mobius. I think Mobius was an 18-inch and Polar Lights was a 12-inch model. This Trendmaster is a little under 12 inches, so that gives you an idea. So I would look that up to be, to be sure. I'm going by memory. But the Polar Lights is about the same size as the Trendmaster, and the Mobius is 18 inches, so it's a lot bigger. You want more detailing, and you want to be able to put more into the detailing, I would probably get the Mobius. You have more space inside to work with, and they're probably going to give you more to work with. Okay, so enough said of that. This is a downside, just to one level, and the one level somewhat matches the original interior. You're going to see some YouTube videos that they're going to tell you it's horrible. I wouldn't say it's a horrible interior, and that's why I'm keeping the camera on there as you're looking. It still gives you something. Yes, it's not the exact interior from the original, but it's close enough. If it's something you just want to look at, here it is. Now, another downside, unfortunately, the lighting. The lighting is absolutely horrible. From 1 through 10, I give it a 2. And that's giving it a lot. And I'm going to show you the lighting. I'm going to shut off the lights. I'm not going to put the lid on. You don't need the lid. But this is the lighting effect. You're going to hear the sounds again. That's all that flashes right there on the dash. That's it. One yellow LED. So if you call that a lighting effect, I mean, that's absolutely horrendous. I mean, that's the top light. One little yellow LED. It just turns on. Now I would think this one should have blinked also, or at least glowed. I don't know. Now, the biggest disappointment is what they call the fusion core, which is on the bottom. That's the biggest disappointment. Now I'm going to put the camera down and you'll look at the fusion core, and I'm going to get away from the lights. See if I can get it a little dark with the box. Alright, here we go. Now watch the fusion core. I basically only saw one LED. Now you see two. In all reality, there are 3 lousy, and I mean lousy when I say lousy, LEDs. And it doesn't do much. Let me show you now. You'll be able to see it. One, two, let's see. Okay, there's 4. 4 lousy, and I'm sorry to say about Trendmasters, but that's lousy. For a fusion core to have 4 LEDs, I think for the price they could have put in at least another 4, and made it look more realistic. But let's face it, you're going to need at least, I don't know, I would say at least 18 LEDs to really get the effect that you're looking for. But that's it. And then in the middle, I mean, that's horrible. In the middle is where the sound comes out. There's the speaker. So that brings me to my whole video, the reason I did this video. I've seen online there are some upgrade kits for the fusion core. There's a place called Monsters in Motion and Cultman TV. One of them has a fusion core for polar lights, and I'm assuming that's going to probably fit in this fusion core because someone has already done it and did not want to share the information. Well, I'm sharing it with you. They have a fusion core with a real lighting effect. Okay, and I believe I priced it at about $60. And I'm planning to get that, and I'm going to put it in myself. It comes with a separate switch and a 9-volt battery. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap it in. I'm probably going to do two things. Probably build it in with the switch where I can have it running all the time or as long as I want. And then I may consider attaching it to the original circuit. But what I'm thinking of is this way, if I could just turn it on, I can just do the sound effects anyway. So I might just kind of have it on its own circuit. That might be the better way to go. I don't have to cut any wires. Of course, I've done that on some other models I have. A couple Star Trek replicas. But anyway, that's my goal. Once I do that, then this model, I don't know, then I could give it, for the lighting effect, maybe, jumping from a 2 to maybe a 7 or an 8. I won't be able to give it a 10 because the interior doesn't light up. And I'll show you again. There's no lights, nothing on the interior except this one LED right there, which does nothing. So, I'll tell you what I did do on this cover. I took my wife's, I took my wife's little night light that she puts on her book at night when she reads, dismantled it and put it inside. Yes, I did it. I'm guilty. Taped it inside of this upper roof or ceiling. It had a switch, turned it on, put this in there, and it lit up the interior. I never took video of that because I didn't think about doing it. But I did it, and it did give me a lighting effect, and it was pretty cool. So I'll come up with something else since I've already done that. There's a lot to work with in here in this Trendmasters. You got a lot of space, so you can do different things in here. You could probably attach light bulbs. Maybe drill out 1 or 2, 4 holes in here carefully, and just wire it in. Another downside, there's no windows here. If they put a clear window here, why didn't they do it here? Well, of course, because this is in the way. Well, this should have been maybe over here, and there should have been an opening in here. Yeah, that's just one other thing. I don't know. But anyway, this is it. This was the Trendmasters model. When I get that Fusion Core upgrade and put it in, I will put it on YouTube, and you'll be able to watch it. So until then, signing off. If you have any questions or you want to leave any feedback, just leave it on YouTube. Again, some of the upgrade light kits go to Coltman TV, if I remember the name, and Monsters in Motion. Or just go to Yahoo, type in light kit upgrades for whatever model you have. Maybe you have some Star Trek models. I don't know. Maybe you already have this Trendmasters, or you have a Polar Lights. Okay, so signing off. Until next time.